This morning you woke up feeling tired. Not tired because you did not sleep enough, but that kind of tired that hits you the moment you open your eyes, like your body simply refuses to charge up anymore. Your memory has been slipping, you walk into the kitchen and just stand there, not remembering why you came in. Your doctor told you, oh, that is just age. Totally normal. But you and I both know that feeling is not normal at all, and it is getting worse every single year. And the worst part is that the very thing you have been skipping at breakfast every morning, the thing your doctor told you to stay away from because of too much cholesterol, the thing you have been afraid of for decades, that very thing is what your body has been crying out for every single day. I am talking about eggs. Not one egg, 5 eggs a day, for 30 days straight. I know what you are thinking. Oh my goodness, my arteries are going to clog up. But hear me out first. Because what happens to your body after those 30 days, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, is something that most people spend decades and thousands of dollars trying to achieve through supplements and medications and still cannot get there. If you had known this sooner, your life would already be different. And if you stay with me until the end of today's video, you will know exactly what to do each week, and what is truly happening inside your body. Let's clear out the biggest fear first. Before I say anything else, I need to address the enormous fear sitting in your head right now. That is the cholesterol issue. An entire generation of Americans grew up believing that eggs are the enemy of the heart. People were told to keep dietary cholesterol under 300 milligrams per day. Meanwhile, 5 eggs contain nearly 1,000 milligrams of cholesterol. By that old logic, I would basically be prescribing you a time bomb sitting right inside your chest. But here's the truth that the medical establishment took decades to finally admit. Your liver produces between 1,000 and 3,000 milligrams of cholesterol on its own every single day. It does that because your body cannot survive without cholesterol. Cholesterol is not a poison. It is the building material for your cells, the raw ingredient for your hormones, and the repair agent that patches up damage inside your body. When you eat less cholesterol from food, your liver senses the shortage and ramps up production to compensate. When you eat more, your liver eases off and produces less. The whole system self-regulates, like an automatic valve. A study tracking more than 500,000 people published in the British medical journal BMJ found that people who ate eggs every day actually had a significantly lower risk of dying from cardiovascular disease compared to those who avoided eggs. And in 2025, researchers at Duke University conducted a trial involving adults over 50 years old, including those who already had heart issues, and found that eating eggs daily for 4 months did not worsen any cholesterol markers compared to those who did not eat eggs. So why have we been afraid of eggs for all these decades? Because a dangerously misleading mix-up happened. People confused the one who caused the fire with the one who came to put it out. When there is inflammation inside your blood vessels, that is the real fire, and your body sends cholesterol in to patch up the damaged areas. Cholesterol is always at the scene because it is doing repair work. Blaming cholesterol for heart disease is like blaming the firefighter for the fire just because they always show up when there is one. And the real cause of that fire inside your vessels, we are going to get to that later in this video. Choosing the right eggs. This is the step that decides everything. Before we count day 1, there is one thing you need to get right. If you do not, everything I am about to share with you will not work. That is choosing the right type of egg. The next time you walk into the grocery store and see cartons labeled cage-free or free range, understand that those are mostly marketing labels. Those chickens can still be packed tightly together in dark, crowded facilities. All it takes is one small opening to the outside, and the producer is legally allowed to print free range on the carton. What you need to look for is pasture-raised. That means eggs from hens that are actually out on open land, eating grass, foraging for bugs, and soaking up sunlight. The difference is not just ethical or emotional. It is pure chemistry. The yolk of a pasture-raised egg is a deep orange, almost red color, not the pale yellow of factory eggs. That color comes from significantly higher levels of vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids that factory eggs simply cannot match. You cannot fake it because it is the direct result of how the hen truly lives and eats, not dye or synthetic feed. With pasture-raised eggs in hand, let's start the clock on day 1 and see what happens. Week 1, your body starts remembering how to work properly. Around day 3 or day 4, you will notice something strange. The mental noise, the constant urge to snack, that sugar craving that hits every afternoon, it starts to go quiet. Not because you are forcing yourself to hold back, but because your body is genuinely full at the cellular level. Most older Americans eat a tremendous amount of calories but are starving at the nutritional level. You eat bread, breakfast cereal, crackers, white rice. Your blood sugar spikes up. Then insulin rushes in to handle it. Then blood sugar crashes down. Then your alarm hormones start screaming. Then you crave food all over again. That cycle repeats every few hours, and it is wearing down your energy, your brain, and your body day after day. 5 eggs a day provides roughly 350 calories, but those are the smartest 350 calories you can possibly put into your body. You are getting around 30 grams of complete protein and around 25 grams of healthy fat. That combination of protein and fat triggers the release of a satiety hormone called peptide YY, which tells your brain, we are good, we have enough, stop looking for more. At the same time, eggs have almost zero impact on blood sugar, which means your insulin stays at a stable level all day long. And when insulin holds steady at a low level, something remarkable begins to happen. Your body is finally given permission to unlock its stored fat and use it as fuel. You may not see a big drop on the scale in week 1, but you will feel your energy become far more consistent. No more wild swings up and down, like you just switched from running on low-grade gasoline to premium fuel. Week 2, the brain begins repairing itself from the inside. Into week 2, the effects begin to shift from your stomach up to your brain. And this is the part I want you to pay special attention to, because this is exactly why eggs matter for older adults in a way that nothing else can replace. Inside eggs, there is a nutrient called choline. Most people have never heard of it, but it may be the single most important thing for your brain that you have been deficient in for years. You do not need to remember any technical terminology, just know this. Choline is the raw material your body uses to build the neurotransmitter responsible for memory, focus, and the ability to learn. Without enough choline, the wiring inside your brain has no insulation around it. Signals travel weak and slow. Do you ever walk into a room and completely forget why you went in there? Do you ever read the same paragraph 3 times and still nothing sinks in? Chances are that is a sign of serious choline deficiency. A study published in the journal Aging and Disease in 2025 found a direct link between low choline levels in the blood and faster brain aging in older adults. And 5 pasture-raised eggs a day gives you around 600 to 700 milligrams of choline, nearly double the recommended daily intake. But choline is only half the story. The other half is DHA, a specific type of omega-3 found in the yolk of pasture-raised eggs. Your brain is made up of 60% fat, and it needs high-quality omega-3 to maintain the structural integrity of your nerve cells. DHA from eggs is far more bioavailable to your body than DHA from plant sources. By week 2 of eating 5 eggs a day, that DHA starts integrating into your brain cell membranes, like you are replacing the worn-out insulation on aging electrical wiring. People consistently report that after about 2 weeks, the mental fog starts to lift. Things feel clearer, mood becomes more stable, anxiety eases up. And if you look at that deep orange color of the yolk, you are looking at lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 powerful antioxidants that accumulate inside your retina. In a world full of phone screens, tablets, and televisions, they work like a pair of sunglasses from the inside, shielding your eyes from blue light damage and protecting against macular degeneration. So by day 14, you are thinking faster and seeing more clearly. Week 3. Egg protein works completely differently from anything else you have ever eaten. Stepping into week 3, the story shifts to your muscles and bones, and this is the area where many older adults are being silently shortchanged without even realizing it. Not all protein is the same. There is something called protein quality, measured by how much of the protein you eat is actually converted into human tissue. If you drink a scoop of powdered whey protein, your body can only utilize around 17 to 20% of it to actually build tissue. The rest gets burned as fuel or eliminated. Soy protein is even lower. But with whole eggs, the utilization rate reaches nearly 48 to 50%. That is the gold standard in the world of nutrition. Think of it like this. You are building a house. You can buy cheap, warped, low-grade lumber, and 80% of it you will have to throw away because it does not fit, so you burn it for heat. Or you can buy premium, pre-cut lumber that fits perfectly with no waste. Protein from eggs is that second type of lumber. Close to half of every single gram you eat goes directly into repairing your muscles, your organs, and your bones. This matters enormously for older adults because there is a process called muscle loss that begins after age 40 and accelerates over time. That is the real root cause behind the weakness, the easy falls, the difficulty getting up, the trouble moving around that we keep chalking up to just aging. And high-quality protein from eggs is one of the most powerful tools available to push back against that process. Now, I also need to be direct about a very unfortunate trend that has become popular in the American community. That is, the habit of eating only egg whites and throwing away the yolk. People think the yolk is harmful, so they keep the white for the protein. That is actually a significant mistake. Egg whites are mostly water and albumin. When you separate the white from the yolk, the biological value of that protein drops considerably because the nutrients inside the yolk are precisely what helps your body absorb and use the protein from the white. On top of that, pure protein without fat alongside it triggers an insulin response. But when you eat the whole egg, the fat in the yolk buffers the insulin response and keeps you in a muscle-building state without switching on the fat storage signal. By week 3, if you have been exercising, you will notice your body recovering faster after each session. If you have been trying to lose weight, you will find yourself losing fat while holding on to your muscle. And that is something thousands of dollars worth of supplements often cannot deliver for you. Week 4, hormones and the secret that almost nobody talks about. Walking into week 4, you begin entering territory that most people never hear about. That is the hormone story. And this is why the cholesterol conversation is actually far more important than you think, but in a direction completely opposite to everything you have ever been told. Cholesterol is not just something that floats around in your bloodstream, it is the mother molecule, the foundation from which your body manufactures testosterone, estrogen, cortisol, and progesterone. If you have been feeling low on energy, low on motivation, declining physical strength, poor sleep, and slow recovery, very often that is a supply chain problem. Your body simply does not have enough raw material to produce the hormones it needs. When you provide a steady supply of healthy fat and cholesterol from eggs, your body can optimize hormone production at a level where you can actually feel the difference. Now, this leads to a very nuanced but critically important point about LDL, the one that tends to get called the bad cholesterol. LDL actually exists in 2 different forms. The first form is small, dense particles, and that is the genuinely dangerous form because it can easily penetrate the walls of your blood vessels and trigger inflammation. The second form is large, fluffy particles, and that form is not harmful. Cholesterol and saturated fat from natural food sources like eggs tend to shift your LDL profile from the small, dangerous type toward the large, harmless type. So even if your total LDL number nudges up slightly on a lab result, your actual risk profile is improving. And there is one more thing to cover here, something that roughly 40% of Americans carry inside them without knowing it. There is a fairly common genetic variant that makes it difficult for your body to break down a substance called homocysteine, which is a toxic byproduct of normal metabolism. When homocysteine builds up in the blood, it inflames the blood vessel walls and raises cardiovascular risk. And it is actually a far more dangerous warning sign than the cholesterol number that most people keep worrying about. To address that problem, the body needs B vitamins in a form that it can readily absorb, especially folate and B12. And pasture-raised eggs contain exactly these nutrients in their natural form that your body can use immediately, helping to neutralize homocysteine and cleanse your vascular system from within. While many people are spending money on expensive detox teas, you are actually detoxing your blood at the cellular level simply by eating breakfast. How to cook eggs correctly. Do not let heat destroy what you have been building. I need to talk about this because you can undo all of the benefits above in just a few minutes if you cook your eggs the wrong way. The cholesterol and antioxidants in the yolk are very sensitive to high heat and exposure to air. If you fry your eggs on high heat until the yolk turns gray and chalky and dry, you have oxidized the cholesterol inside. And oxidized cholesterol is the form that is actually inflammatory. You also destroy a significant portion of the vitamins and choline in the process. The goal is to keep the yolk intact, or at least still creamy and soft. Soft-boiled is the most ideal. Poached in gently simmering water is excellent. Over easy is perfectly fine. And if you enjoy scrambled eggs, here is the right way to make them into a true medicinal breakfast. Use low heat, add 1 tablespoon of grass-fed butter to the pan, crack the eggs in, stir them gently and continuously. The moment you see the curds beginning to form but the mixture is still glossy and wet, immediately pull the pan off the heat. The residual heat left in the pan will finish cooking them the rest of the way. The result is eggs that are soft and custard-like and creamy, not rubbery or dry or spongy. That method preserves the fat structure and ensures you absorb the maximum amount of nutrition available. 30 days. What has truly changed inside your body? So 30 days have passed. You have eaten roughly 150 eggs. And here is what has genuinely taken place inside your body, layer by layer, from the surface down to the foundation. Your digestive system and blood sugar have been reset. Your insulin is no longer swinging wildly up and down, but running at a flat and stable level. The cycle of hunger, sugar cravings, energy crashes, and wanting to eat again has been broken. Your body has relearned how to run on clean fuel. Your brain has been restocked with the raw materials it needs. Choline has been loaded in sufficient quantities to produce the neurotransmitters that serve memory and focus. DHA has been integrated into the membranes of your nerve cells, improving the speed and quality of signal transmission. Your eyes have been protected by a layer of natural antioxidants built up from the inside. Your muscles and bones have been supported by the highest quality protein that food can provide. The muscle loss process has been slowed down. If you have been exercising, your body is repairing and rebuilding with an efficiency you have not experienced in a long time. Your hormonal system has been given the raw materials it needs to produce properly. Your blood vessels have been supported in clearing homocysteine with natural B vitamins. And all of that happened not from a $60 bottle of pills, but from something you can buy at any grocery store for under $2 a day. A study tracking more than 100,000 adults from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health found that eating eggs every day was not associated with an increased risk of heart disease in healthy individuals, and that finding has been reaffirmed multiple times in the decades since. That means the fear we have been carrying around for all these years was an unnecessary burden. You are not powerless against aging. Your body is still waiting for you to give it the right raw materials. And sometimes the simplest raw material is the most powerful one of all. Eggs have been wrongly blamed for decades, and we have paid for that with our own health. Do not let the years ahead follow that same path. Your brain, your muscles, your hormones, your eyes, all of them are waiting for you to make the right decision, starting with breakfast tomorrow morning. Start slowly, one day at a time, one egg at a time. If today's video opened up a new perspective for you, please share it with your children, your spouse, or an old friend so they can know about this too and avoid these harmful misunderstandings. Hit the like button so this video gets recommended to more people who also need to hear this. And subscribe so we can keep meeting each other for more advice ahead. I will see you again very soon.